I'm going to give you a big charge. You have to save this country. It's not too dramatic an ask. I mean, this is not this is a sick society in many respects, according to our data. And so combining together all the insights that we have gotten from people about what they need to navigate this newer, tougher, more toxic world, and just to function in getting the best information they can to make the right decisions they can or to make the right choices that they need to make. These are the things that they're asking for, and it's like the playbook for librarians, or it's like the profile and playbook of librarians. So they want smart allies, and they understand that they can't often navigate these places alone, that they need literacy skills, that they need second opinion skills. And many Americans now say that the more diverse, and they understand that the more diverse the inputs are, the smarter the group is and the smarter I can be when I'm looking for advice and counsel on things. Librarians are like the best coaches of all of diversity and inclusion and orchestrating conversations that have multiple voices in them. So check box number 1, you guys sit at the top of the likely allies that people are looking for as they try to work in this world. They are looking for improved curators. People just think the world is full of noise now. And they are looking for guidance now in assembling the best stuff, the most useful stuff, the most interesting stuff, the most enriching stuff. And again, it's been so interesting to watch how librarians, in my sense, in 20 years ago when we first started this work, you were a little bit more diffident about your capacities in this area than you now are. I think you've read your communities correctly, that they are looking for this kind of curation. And I think many libraries now are sort of intentionally getting into the business of sort of, this is what we're reading. This is what's good. Here are ways to be discerning about what's true and false. And so check box number 2 for you. In many respects, what people are now saying that matters to them, or at least a benchmarking element of trust for them, is authenticity. And authenticity often comes from just interpersonal reactions or sort of authentic conversation, even if it's at a distance or even with strangers. And librarians are sort of the walking embodiment of authenticity. I mean, you are so deeply trusted, and you are so well respected that, and it comes from you, first of all, being the face of the information community in their midst, but also just sort of well-meaning, nice people. I mean, librarians are self-selecting for kind of those attributes, and so that's a big asset in your favor. Obviously, transparency is a big part of it, and librarians sort of all instinctively, and certainly by your training, understand how important, first of all, your own capacity to figure out where stuff comes from and figure out the sort of markers of trust and truth that come with that. But you're also great modelers and teachers for others on that, so you check that box off too. They are looking for people who will give them more confidence that they can grow. I've showed slides, I think here in the past, that a big chunk of Americans consider themselves lifelong learners, and that you are at the center of that story. Library users in particular self-define that way, and especially since the 2008 recession, where people had to really take stock about, are my skills good enough? Is my company going to survive? Is even my industry going to get wiped out and things? That you guys are coaches and modelers of a learning mindset and a way for people to sort of do assessments of where they stand in the world, so you're good at that. They want just-in-time help in decision-making, and I know librarians are maybe somewhat reluctant to help people sort of make the final call, and probably that shouldn't be the line of work that you're in. But there are ways now, especially with the immediacy of information in their lives, that they are hoping that at the decision-making point or at the opinion formation point, that someone will help, be a reality check on that someone will help them walk through the choices they're making and the decisions they're making. And so just-in-time help is now sort of a job requirement for lots of libraries. They obviously still want lots more tech use and information literacy. Nicole made the case for that. I think closed the deal on making the case for that. She has devoted a lot of her life to making this point. But people now still see libraries as a way for them to upgrade their literacy, their capacity to learn about new things. The whole petting zoo, tech petting zoo idea that you guys have promulgated for years is sort of an embedded part of people's judgments about you. And they want protection in a whole host of ways. They don't want to obviously be fooled by fake information. But they're also, when they talk about this to us, they're also talking about the complexity of privacy in this day and age. And how do I navigate this in a way that I don't get hammered by the profiling that's done of me, by the third-party uses of the data that I've kind of willingly given to other people. And so in a way that probably might even feel uncomfortable to a lot of librarians, they are looking for real hard and fast guidance about how to be smarter citizens and digital citizens in particular. And the library is sort of a default place now in people's minds as they're thinking about that need in their life.